2 series of Learn to Communicate. Actually, we started the series talking about how you can communicate, talking about the fact about the origin of language and how that actually helped you, which has to do with patience. Also, in the first part of the series, I actually spoke about the fact that behavior is a language. In addition, I said that the kind of feedback you get is as a result of you either responding or you actually reacting. So I'm going to talk about the 2 other parts. Now, would you believe that the most developing part of Lagos State, which is the economic part of West Africa, I'm talking about Bejuleki local government, which is a municipal, is one of the places you could have the highest numbers of people who are illiterate. Really, will this sound very, very helpful to you? That 1 out of every 100 youth in this area barely has ND, that is national diploma, let alone BSc. In fact, according to a research carried out, it was even said that 8 out of 10 ladies in those areas barely get to the age of 21 to 23 years before they are pregnant. Now, with these all facts, won't it sound very, very helpful again? But I let you know that this particular area that I just mentioned now is the hub of the most influential people in Nigeria. Barely would you have any wealthy person who does not have houses in that area. In this same local government that I'm actually talking about, that is where we have the new inland seaport in Lagos. Also, the Lagos State-owned airport is almost situated in this same local government. Lots of beautiful things are around this local government. But believe me, we have lots of illiterates in this area. I and my group, the Youth Impact, actually decided to carry out the God Back to School project. Hey, hold on. I've been trying to pitch something to you now, and I think you're a little bit captivated. What I just did now is pitching. I actually pitch a project to you, telling you that I'm actually trying to work on the project. If you are the chairman of that local government, the governor of Lagos State, or a minister, or you're into social entrepreneurship, do you think you're not captivated with those data? Really, one of the problems in which when we talk about communication is that I have actually used some keywords to actually drive you. And that's why you're so drive, like, what is everyone saying? In communicating, you must learn some keywords that actually drive business presentation. I'm going to share 3 of them with you. Number 1, what if? Or do you know? Now, when you start something with, like, what if I tell you that? Or did you know that? Someone is a little bit like, okay, what is it that I don't know? That's one of the ways in which most business presentations are done. And that's one of the things they do in captivating you. Number 2, I've been able to give facts and statistics, figures, making use of figures. You can see I was saying 1 out of 100, I was actually talking about 8 out of 10 people. Really, that is what facts and figures actually does. It shows that you have done your research in communication. Number 3, stories and narration. I was actually saying that you know that this place is the hub of these people. I'm narrating to you so that you could know that people that are wealthy and well-to-do people reside in this society. Now, these are 3 things you can actually like to imbibe in your business presentation. And when you put that, it's one of the ways you can learn to communicate to your investors or to your funders or whoever you're trying to captivate their audience when you're trying to pitch your product or your business or your services to them. Last but not the least, I don't know, one of the easiest way to do self-actualization is by you speaking something good for yourself. I mean, the power of your tongue. I once read about someone, a friend of mine, who shared about the generic meaning of the word abracadabra. I'm going to go with the 3 definition. It speaks about the Aramaic meaning, which says, I create as I speak. It talks about the Hebrew rendition, which says, it comes to pass as it was spoken. Now, the English rendition, which is the last one, said, I create with my spoken words. Whatever the 3 of them might be, one of the things we know abracadabra is disappear, magic. Really, you can create some magic into your life with your spoken words. I mean it. And when you say something very, very positive to yourself, it becomes your action, it becomes what you think about, and most times it comes to reality. It is not maybe something I'm just saying. I've done that for myself, and it works. When I say something positive to myself, it becomes part and parcel of me. So now, how do you make your own positive affirmation? It's very, very easy. Don't you pray early in the morning? Most times we all wake up and pray in the morning before we do anything, mostly in this part of Africa. Now, if you do that, why can't you have an affirmation statement whereby whenever you wake up, you recite it first before you do anything? Read it. I mean, read it out loud. Say it to yourself. They are your affirmation. When you say it every day, it becomes part and parcel of you. No, sir. Now, how do you create those contents in that affirmation paper that you say to yourself? 2016 is here. What are those things you want to achieve for 2016? Your goals. Like, you can just state 5 of them so that you be focused about it. Now, who are the kind of people you want to mingle with, or the kind of people you want to dwell with? The kings or the followers? No, you need to simplify it. Look at the kind of people you want to dwell with in 2016. Now, when you state that to yourself, what are those kind of behaviors you want to stop for this new year? Things that you want to put hand to, the kind of bad behaviors you think you don't really like. You need to put it also. Put it down. State it. Now, look at one other thing that you can actually add to it. Now, what is that thing? What is the impact you think you want to do? Look, I want to be so. I want to be of so impact to so generation. You need to state it down. Now, when you write this down, recite it on a daily basis. Now, don't write it with past sentence, as in past tenses. Write it with present and future tenses. I want to be, I would like to be, I shall. In fact, the word shall is very good because it's so powerful than the word I will. When you use this kind of word in writing your affirmation and you recite it often, it becomes part and parcel of you. I'm going to do a recap again of how you can learn to communicate. Number 1, be patient in order for you to validate other people's thoughts and their ideas before you come to conclusion. Number 2, learn that behavior is a language and it's about response. So when you get a kind of response from people, remember that language is about feedback. Number 3, feedback has to do with reaction or response. So what kind of feedback do you get when you communicate? Number 4, do you listen to people, and do you know that listening can actually resolve, and on the other side it can actually dissolve? Number 5, learn to communicate by pitching your ideas to people or business using the keywords and the key emotional drivers. It actually helps you, and it actually makes people to get connected to you. Last but not the least, speak the right words to yourself, affirmation, and as well speak it to others. Affirmation is key. Tell your husband, your spouse how often you love them. Say it often to yourself. Say something positive. Say it to others. Believe me, we cannot do without communication. I expect you as a leader or whoever you are. I believe in you and I see you as a leader and I'm talking to you. Go out there and communicate. It is part and parcel of you. Just need to work on it and imbibe it. Make it yourself. Make it part and parcel of who you want to be. I believe you can do it, and I believe you can rule your world. Enrich your world. Thank you very much. I'm Nasa Prayer.